It's not an algebraic
Right, there's
expression.
this x underneath the square root sign. So if x is underneath the square root sign, that's the same thing as saying x to what?
Negative.
Half. To the half. And we can't have fractions in our exponents, they have to be whole numbers. What else can't there be?
Gaps.
And number one, in the polynomial expression, what else can't there be?
In the denominator.
Right, x cannot be in the denominator. This is the same thing as saying x to the negative 1. Okay? So this was no. So for 2, when we have this graph, is this a polynomial function?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No. The 1 over x. So you cannot have any breaks, sharp corners, or holes. So we have 2 different lines over here. That means that there's a break. So if you have to lift your pencil up at any point drawing this, it's not a function. The polynomial functions are nice and curvy and no sharp turns. If there was a hole over here, is that a function? No. So we can't have holes, no sharp turns like that. And how about this one?
Not functional.
No, that's not even a function if we did that vertical line test, right? So this was no. These were both 1 point each. Three, how did you guys solve this? Synthetic division. So I take x minus 2 into this. What number do I use? 2. I take the opposite of this right here. So I'm putting 2 into, what are my numbers I use? 4, 0, negative 2, 3, and 7. You want to make sure you have this 0 in here. To double check, think of it this way. You start with the 4 exponent. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Make sure you have the correct numbers, amount of numbers. So when I do this, I bring down my 4, and I multiply these, I get 8. Add these, 8. Multiply, 16. Add, I get 14. Multiply, 28. Add, I get 31. And multiply to get 62. And add these, I get 69. So what is my answer?
4x cubed plus,
Why did you start with cubed?
because it's 1 less than
1 less than what you started with. Right. So 4x cubed plus
8x squared plus 14x plus 31 plus 69 over x, yeah.
x minus 2. Make sure you put 69 over x minus 2. If you had ended up with a negative over here, you would do a subtraction sign over here. Everyone understand that? Alright. Look at 4. How would I solve this one?
Plug it in.
I plug it in. Some of you guys use synthetic division over here. That would have been a mess. You would have had to do 1, 0, 0, 0, 0. Keep going until you get to the 20th. And keep, that would be negative 1. And go all the way zeros. That's a mess, right? So don't use synthetic division. You need to plug in. Did I do a positive 1 or negative 1?
Negative 1.
Negative 1. I'm plugging negative 1 into my x values over here. So I get -1 to the 25th power minus -1 to the 20th power minus 2 times -1 to the 10th plus -1 to the 5th plus 2 times -1 minus 3. So -1 to the 25th. -1. So if this is an odd power, it stays negative. -1 to the 20th, this is an
One.
even power, so it becomes
1.
positive. But since we're subtracting it, it's negative. So -1.
One.
-1 to the 10th, so +1 times -2, so -2 plus -1 to the 5th. This stays as -1. 2 times -1,
2.
-2 and -3. So what is this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It'd be
7, 8,
-10. So is x plus 1 a factor? No. This is not 0. If it was a factor, you would have gotten 0 over here. So you should have circled no, and my remainder is -10. Okay, for 5. Which method do we use to solve this one? Long division. So I'm going to write x squared. I don't have an x term in here, so I'm going to do plus 0x plus 4. And this is going into, we have a 3x to the 4 plus, do I have a x squared? No. We have to write this first. This is 2x cubed. I don't have an x squared, so I do 0x squared minus 6x plus 4. Does everyone see that? I added this term in here for a placeholder. Now let's divide. What times x squared will get me 3x to the 4th? 3x squared. So I'm going to write that above my 0x squared over here. Now I multiply. So this becomes 3x to the 4th plus 0x cubed 3x squared times 4 is 12x squared. And subtract these. What do I get? These cancel. This becomes 2x cubed, and this is -12x squared. I need to bring down my -6x over here. And now I ask myself, what times x squared gets me 2x cubed? 2x. So I add 2x on top over there. Now multiply. 2x times x squared
2x cubed.
plus 2x times 0x would be
0x
0x squared, and 2x times 4 plus 8x. And subtract these. Cancel. I get a -12x squared and -14x. Alright, last number to bring down is my 4. So what times x squared equals -12x squared? -12. So multiply these, I get -12x squared plus 0x minus 48. And subtract these. My 12x squareds cancel. I have these, I get -14x plus 52. this was x squared plus 4 factor? No. My remainder did not come out to be